Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Book Nice coming at you with another news and info video. This is on the menu number whatever. Not even sure what number this is, but I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm back. Just a quick reminder to check out my man Chedder's song Toys, which was this year's ACBA World Championship Tournament theme song. It's available right now on iTunes for a mere 99 cents. Don't forget to cop that. The link is in the description below. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey I'm fucking with.
So speaking of this year's tournament, the last round of this year's ACBA World Championship Tournament is coming up this coming Sunday, the 26th. We had extended the last round post date from it being the 19th to this coming Sunday, which is October 26, 2014. You have to have your entry in by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on that day. If it comes in at 12 a.m., you are officially late and you will be docked some points accordingly. And I'm very interested in seeing the entries for the final round. I am very excited about the final round and about all the prizes and giveaways and everything that's associated with the tournament. I think the tournament has been a total success up until this point this year, and I don't see any hiccups coming between now and the end of the tournament. Shout out to my man Todd Ortiz, who was one of the judges for this year's competition. He is on the far left with the ACBA shirt, flanked by Shardamus there in the middle and Sean Long on the right. And I just want to thank Todd for doing a superb job in judging this year. He's not going to be able to come out and judge the final round because he's on vacation. But we did find a suitable replacement. Craig Warwick, who was last year's champion. He was the person who won the competition last year. He did excellent in each and every round. He bested the competition pretty much in each and every round and was one of the most well-deserved champions crowned in the history of the ACBA World Championship Tournament. He did not participate this year, but he is going to participate and being the special guest judge. So once again, I do thank Todd. And originally, I was going to go for Shardamus to come in and replace Todd in the final round. But honestly, Craig makes more sense. I mean, you know, he's obviously won a competition before. He knows what ACBA looks like and what it's supposed to look like, and he has been a huge supporter of ACBA obviously since its inception. So very excited to have Craig on board for the final round, and we pushing forward. So last week was New York Comic Con. Just want to say thanks once again to everybody who came out. I had a blast hanging out with all of the fellas, everybody that I've pretty much met through collecting. And as usual, we turned up and we had a great time, mostly outside of the con, but it was an amazing experience once again. There's a larger group picture real quick. Everybody's there just about. And shout out to my man Al Figures, who I got to meet for the first time at New York Comic Con, rocking his special edition ACBA Agent Venom tee. I had literally just got the shirts in that night, and I opened the box and gave him a shirt straight out of the box that did not even actually end up belonging to him, and I actually ended up having to order another one for the person that it did belong to, but it's looking very, very fresh right there. We're going to be doing more limited edition special colorway tees. I really do like the way this tee came out. I ordered one for myself, and maybe only about 40 people were able to get this shirt. They actually had, I guess what you could say was an early release of Android 17, which you see on the left here at New York Comic Con. So I was able to purchase this figure, and I actually put up a review of him, so you can check that out. The link for that review will be in the underbar. And I mentioned this in another video, but I was not able to attend Hasbro's private event because I kind of snoozed and I didn't submit my information, I guess, as soon as I needed to. But they did end up sending me some high-res images of some of the things that they showed and some of the things that were slated to be released for Hasbro. And I showed some of the Marvel stuff in the video, but I didn't even get around to showing the Star Wars stuff. So here we have Han and whatever you call that creature. Help me out in the comments. And we got Luke Skywalker and Wendigo. I don't even remember what you call that creature either, so help me out in the comments. And here's Han again, and the Stormtrooper uniform, which many people have already been just popping off the head off of the first release of Han and putting it on the Stormtrooper body, even though it doesn't fit perfectly. Obviously, I guess this one will fit perfectly. I'm not sure if the helmet will be able to go over the head, or if you'll just swap out the heads. More than likely, you'll just swap out the heads, though. There's Luke in the Stormtrooper outfit, and one of the Imperial drivers. I forget what you call this guy too. I'm sorry, but I actually had the file with all of the names listed for everything, obviously, but I just can't go back to the file right now and find everything. But they did send everything to me organized with all of the names and everything. But you guys know who these people are. And Boss, and a robot dude who's also a bounty hunter. I'm really hoping that sooner than later they complete all of the bounty hunters. I know that's a big on a wish list for a lot of people that just want to cherry pick from the line. Darth Sidious, who I'm very interested in getting. Interesting that they went with the cloth cloak. Looks a little weird. I hope it looks better in person, because this is one that I really want personally. Yoda, who we got a chance to see even before the con, and again with the cloth cloak here, or cloth robe, and it's going to be interesting to see how he moves and how that works out as well. And on the Marvel side of things, they showed the new Marvel Universe. I forget what they actually rebranded them as now, but they're awful. They went backwards in terms of articulation, so these have way less articulation than they've had in the past. And I expect these to totally bomb. They look awful. I mean, you know, they do what Hasbro does with these images and Photoshop them up and make them look nice, but we all know that these things are going to barely be able to move, and they're just awful. And here's the next wave of the Star Wars Black series, continuing on with them releasing figures that have been previously released in another wave, but they do it right, whereas they do re-release figures that are potential army builders. So pretty happy about that. And this is available for pre-order, and finally Entertainment Earth started shipping their pre-orders for Series 5. So if you ordered through Entertainment Earth, you should be getting that soon. And if you actually are slated to have won something through my situation with Entertainment Earth, then this is basically what I've been waiting for in order to get you out something, is for them to release those figures so they can get to me. Still very excited for where Star Wars Black Series is going, where it can go, the possibilities. I'm pretty happy with the way the line has been going, and I hope they continue on the right path. This is a picture here from my man Cody Craig from out of the A.C.B.A. Facebook group that made the fan page a week or so ago, and I thought this was just A.C.B.A. at its finest right here. Simple but clean. One little cutout. Looked really good. So one of the hottest things out of New York Comic Con was the Revoltech Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a picture here from my man Day Johnson, who had the Instagram Sunday special a couple of weeks ago with this pic. And Day and Farrell probably killed it for like a week straight in the A.C.B.A. group as far as the Turtles pictures goes. Oh, and my man Slings the Web, they had some of the best pictures with these. These things are super posable. They are really nice figures, really expensive. I did a review on them myself, but Shardamus probably had the most thorough review of the Turtles. But again, Day, Farrell, and Slings killed it as far as the pictures are concerned. I'll show you some more of their pictures. But again, Shardamus had the most thorough review. I would definitely check out his review on the set. If you're on the fence about these, the link for them will be in the description below, as well as a link to purchase them. And here's a shot from Farrell, and here's a nice one from my man Slings. And you can see that Day and Slings utilize some of the Mattel Mausers here, and they work really well with the Turtles. We didn't have any other enemies, anything that have been produced yet, and I doubt it very seriously that Revoltech will produce any more villains. I don't know. We don't know for sure, because it seems like the line did well, so maybe we'll see that. But I mean, if you want to see more of the Turtles pictures that got published to the fan page over the past couple of weeks, then you should definitely check out the photo albums on the ACBA fan page on Facebook. It's quite a few nice pictures from the people I mentioned. Another thing that looked great that I saw at New York Comic Con was this Mezco Judge Dredd figure. It was alongside the different versions of the Mezco Batman, that fully posable Batman that they're supposed to be having coming out. And they both looked really, really good. I really do like the way the head sculpt looked on this figure. Interested to see how this is going to turn out. The Figma Iron Man was another hot item to come out of New York Comic Con, or to be released around New York Comic Con. And even hotter was the full spec version of the Figma Iron Man, which featured the Tony Stark head and some extra parts. This is a picture here from my man Sal from in the group, and that figure sold out very quickly and is no longer available, and I don't know if it'll ever be available again. But again, if you didn't start building up your Figma Avengers already, it's going to be very pricey for you to try to catch up with the 3 releases that they put out so far. And in talking about that, my boys over at Import in Action, which is the YouTube of my man Hiya, Darius, and Brian, they do a lot of interviews at the events at New York Comic Con, at Toy Fair. And just today I actually put up an interview that they did with the Good Smile Company, and they were talking about Figma and the next releases that they should have from the Avengers, which I believe is going to be Hulk next, and how they're really trying to get it right and make sure that they put out something that the fans really appreciate. And they talked about all of their product from that company, and it was a really good interview. I linked it on the fan page. I would definitely check that out. I'll link it in the description of this video as well. This looked amazing at New York Comic Con. Overhead view of the massive Queen alien figure here, and this little setup that they had, this little diorama. I know a lot of people are going to be interested in grabbing her when this drops. These McFarlane Builder, I guess you could say Builder diorama sets, these Lego-esque sets finally dropped. And just like I told you months ago, they are teeny tiny, even smaller than mini-mates. You can't even use the sets for mini-mates, and the figures are not that posable. And this is a great shot from my man Steven from out of the ACBA Facebook group, but it's not too much that you're really going to be able to do with the figures or with the sets as far as using the sets for other ACBA setups. So disappointing to say the least. And speaking of dioramas, here is a work in progress pic from my man Al Figures over in the Dio Structure group on Facebook. This is our sister group to Articulated Comic Book Art. These are probably the 2 groups that I promote the most, ACBA being the first, and Dio Structure, which I believe in heavily. I think it's a wonderful group, and it's one of the key aspects in becoming a well-rounded ACB artist is being able to build your own sets and props and all of that. And then if you can do that and you can pose and you know how to light, then you are on track to becoming a phenomenal ACBA production maker, and you will do well in the tournaments and well in competitive displaying. And obviously the people that have done well in this year's tournament are very well-rounded and building their own stuff and imposing and lighting and all around. They are great. So again, I would just encourage people to come out, join the Dio Structure, obviously join the ACBA group and like the fan page. And you know, each and every day we elevate in competitive displaying and elevating the sport. And in the interim, we selling a lot of figures, man. We helping to sell a lot of figures. You know, and a lot of people are getting sponsorships, and companies are sending out free figures to different reviewers and different people involved in ACBA, and this is what it's about. This is what ACBA, the brand, is about really elevating display art and in conjunction with a lot of different companies. And you know, that's what I've been all about, and what this has been all about since the beginning. So I'm ranting, I'm kind of getting off subject, but I just want people to come out and definitely join this group. It's a wonderful group. Marvel Select Diamond Select Carnage went up for pre-order. This is something that has has seen a lot of activity, a lot of clicks on the fan page over the past 24 hours. The link for the pre-order for this figure will be in the description. Just like I predicted, a week or so after New York Comic Con, the Target exclusive 3-pack started hitting Targets across the nation. So I would go out and check your local Target. Some of them are holding them in the back. I was out with my man Dave BX last week, and we were able to have them ship some directly from the warehouse and bring them directly to the store for us. And we were able to pretty much buy all of the ones that were coming into our local Target, and we did. And we got some more out to some of the people that we close with in the community. And I would suggest that you do the same. Call your Target and see what's up. Forgot to mention that a couple of weeks ago I hit 7,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a modest number. It's not crazy, but I'm very happy with that. I've been on YouTube since 2009, and back then it was probably maybe 20 or 25 of us in what we were calling it then, which was the Marvel Legends community. We were all about Marvel Legends and stuff. This is probably before any of us started collecting regularly collecting any imports or anything like that. Because I mean, at that time, I did still actually have some imports here and there. I was cherry picking, pretty much how I do now. But the major focus was Marvel Legends back then, and this is where A.C.B.A. was birthed out of that era and out of that time. Like I said, it was probably about 20, 25 of us showing our collections and showing off our different displays, and you know, quite a few of us have progressed and have moved on to make a semi-living off of YouTube. And probably one of the most successful people to come out of that group is Shartimus right now, who is pretty much doing YouTube full time, I believe. So I mean, it's been an amazing experience, amazing run, and I'm happy for each and every person that has subscribed to my channel over the years. And to this day, I individually thank every single person that subscribes to my channel. I send them a message that says thanks for the sub or thanks for subscribing. You know, that's not like a bot or some program that I have set up. I literally have thanked 7,000 people for subscribing to my channel. So thanks again to everybody, and let's keep pushing forward, and I'll see you at 10,000. Well, the big news in the past 24 hours was the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, which leaked yesterday, and then Marvel ended up just going ahead and releasing the full high-res or high-definition trailer after it leaked. I never really think leaks are an accident. This is a shot from the group that has been getting a lot of likes after the trailer dropped from Amin Mello, and I thought this was a cool little shot. But the trailer looked amazing. It looked great. Everybody's hyped for the movie. I haven't heard anybody say anything ill about the trailer. I think it looks great. My only gripe was, personally, I didn't really particularly care for Ultron's voice. I thought it didn't sound robotic enough, and plenty of people have told me that I'm an idiot for saying that, and that they love the voice. But you know, that's just me. I just thought it could have sounded a little more robotic. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think the voice sounds stupid, but it's just not really what I thought I would hear, I guess. So a couple of interesting images from the trailer. We saw Andy Serkis here, who is rumored to be playing the villain Claw, which is very interesting for a couple of reasons. Here we go. The internet works very fast. Shout out to my man Chris Lyons for plucking this off of the net somewhere. But you can see the comic version of Claw there, pointing to Claw on screen. And then we see how he's transformed into the villain Claw in the upper right hand corner, and then we got an arrow pointing down to someone that he's talking to here. And we all know that Claw is a big time Black Panther villain. It has been rumored that some of the action in Avengers 2 will take place in Africa, which leads us to believe that that means Wakanda, which leads us to believe that we may see a cameo from none other than the Black Panther. I am very excited myself, to see Black Panther on screen, and hopefully they will do him justice, and it will be very similar to his comic book counterpart, and we'll see him in action alongside the Avengers taking it to Ultron. I really, really hope that we see him doing his thing in this movie, man. We also got to see the Hulkbuster in the trailer and see him in action against the Hulk. That's going to be interesting. And shout out to my man David Walton, who I was talking with, and he said, imagine if they do Hot Toys Hulkbuster Iron Man, which I'm sure they will. That figure is probably going to be out of this world. It's probably going to be amazing. The Hot Toys Hulk is already a massive figure, and obviously the Hulkbuster Iron Man has to be just as big, if not bigger, and that's going to be crazy. I'm really interested to see how this fight and what happens with this is going to unfold on screen. And finally, we got to see Ultron. We actually got to see him in a couple of different forms, and I think the design of Ultron looks great. I remember some months ago they had showed him on set away from the green screen, and people were complaining. And I said to myself, I'm sure once the CGI is done and everything is put together that he's going to look amazing. And he does. He looks great. I'm really interested to see how this is going to unfold. And as always, the memes on the internet have begun. And I thought this was pretty funny. This is a little ode to Frieza. And we've seen this many times on the internet with different people. And this quote. And I just wanted to show that real quick. Thought that was pretty funny. I'd pay close attention to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. Here we have Adrienne Palicki dressed up in her Mockingbird costume. I actually haven't watched the show. Maybe I watched one episode of the show. So I'm not sure if she showed up already or if she's about to show up as Mockingbird on the show. But I do know that they have been doing a lot of things after the Captain America movie in terms of giving you little Easter eggs and gearing up for Avengers 2, and I would pay close attention to this show moving forward into the next year, up into the release of Avengers 2. I do think the outfit looks good, even though I don't really care about Mockingbird as a character. And here's something else to think about. Shout out to my man Ty. He said it would have been cool if we would have saw Adrienne playing Wonder Woman. He didn't realize that she was as tall as she is. And that might have worked. I don't know what they're doing with the chick who's playing Wonder Woman right now in the Batman versus Superman flick. When they first showed her, she was scrawny as hell. And since then, she's put on a little bit of weight, but still, in my opinion, not enough weight to really be playing the Amazonian, the massive Wonder Woman. She needs to be a little more stacked. She needs to eat some more sandwiches, man, and get this right. I'm not sure what DC's going to do as far as their cinematic universe goes. Again, their movie that's coming up still seems like a clusterfuck to me. But they are doing their thing on television, though. That's for sure. I thought this was pretty interesting. Apparently, they're going to release the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack on an actual cassette tape. So I thought that was pretty cool. Probably means that cassette tape players are going to be pretty... make a little comeback real quick. I guess some people are going to be selling them on eBay, or I don't even know if you can actually still buy a cassette player in like a Best Buy or something like that. I guess you could, but I thought that was a really cool thing. Congratulations to my man Firestarter 1331, whose wife gave birth to a healthy baby boy a week or so ago, and he's going to take a little hiatus from doing reviews and making videos to focus on the home front. And I posted his last vlog or his last video on the fan page, so check that out and give him your well wishes on his video. And shout out to my man Wyland Customs, who a couple of months ago was added to the roster on the ACBA fan page, and he has been pumping out some nice videos and doing some reviews of some unique figures, some different things that you don't see from the everyday reviewer, and as well as doing his own custom reviews too. So this was one of his most recent ones, his custom Deadpool. So the link to that will be in the description. Check that out. The Takara Red Alert figure is up for pre-order in this version. Link for that will be in the description. And here he is real quick in robot form. Looks good.